Pretty Girl Club. Welcome to another episode of Comment, Foolery, Exposed. In this episode, I actually want to address an impersonation comment that someone made of myself. So this here on the screenshot, this is a person who made an account. They put Exoticals United on their account name and put my picture on here in order to attempt to get my channel flagged down. So this was a long time ago. This is when I first started here on YouTube. I used to have a lot of red pill guys. I'm pretty sure I know who did this comment right here. But I used to have red pill guys who would make accounts with my name, hyperlink it back to my channel, and go to other people's live streams and attempt to share corn on their live streams or randomly say extremely racist things to try to get my channel flagged down. And so now I see that we've got a desperate struggle YouTuber who is attempting to promote this narrative that this channel does not support darker skinned mixed women or dark skinned women in general. So let's read this comment. It says, "Y'all are only in the middle when you feel it benefits you or if you think it keeps you safe. One minute you're joining in with the darkies to attack us light skins because you're trying to not catch their wrath yourselves. Then the next minute, you're adamantly proclaiming that you're not dark-skinned whenever they are shown to be violent or they get caught doing some low-life-ish. Then all of a sudden, y'all want to be over here with us. Nah, we're good over here without the two-faced BS. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Stop siding with the darkies when they attack light-skinned people just to try to be down with the crowd. That middle-of-the-road mindset shows a lack of integrity." So as you guys can see, just based on the wording alone, you can already tell that this is an impersonation comment right here. Y'all. Anyone who actually follows my channel knows that I don't use terminology like y'all, nah, and ish. It's very obvious that this was written by a troll YouTuber. Unfortunately, I did have to flag this because one thing that I've noticed on this YouTube channel in particular is that what a lot of people are trying to do is they're using the same talking point towards darker skinned exoticals that they would use towards light skinned black women or towards multiracial women, which is your other side won't accept you. So I've noticed that with biracial women, they'll say your white side won't accept you. With multiracial or triracial women, they'll say, oh, the biracials won't accept you. With light-skinned black women, they'll say the mixed women won't accept you. They don't see you as exoticals. And then with the darker-skinned women who look mixed, it's the same talking point. Anybody light-skinned on Exoticals United's YouTube channel isn't going to accept you. Anybody who watches my channel knows that this channel was actually not just supposed to be a skin tone or even a race-based channel. This channel was created to unite all of those who do not identify with unambiguous monoracial dark-skinned black women as far as their identity, their phenotypes, and their experiences. Also, this comment right here goes against the main talking point of my channel, which is that we have a fluid identity and that we don't have to pick a side. So you can tell just based on this comment alone that the person who is impersonating this YouTube channel obviously doesn't actually watch all of the videos. If you don't believe me, feel free to watch any of my 490 videos at this point. Why would I make hundreds of videos if I wanted to separate myself from people based on whether it's their racial background or their skin tone? So I just wanted to address this foolery because it's obvious that this content creator is extremely desperate to the point where they're literally willing to use impersonation comments or like false comments in order to get clicks and views. But I guess she'll be happy now because she's going to finally receive the clicks and views she was so desperate for. But one thing I've noticed though is that when you are actually building a community and other people are threatened by it, people will do anything they can to go out of their way. Some people will even make things up. Like people have literally on YouTube tried to say I was a pedophile before or tried to say all these random things about me, and this is just a sign of how desperate some people are because they are threatened that we are no longer identifying with the victim narrative. People are also threatened by my decentering men content in particular and the fact that this is not a male-centered channel. Notice how I don't even center MLS men on this channel because it's not created for us to position ourselves to be chosen by a man. And so the existence of this space has angered so many people to the point where I told you guys at the beginning of this channel, I literally have received death threats via my email. Like, I've received so many threatening emails from the time that I first started this channel. But it's actually just a sign that we're doing something right. Exotical tax! This person says there also seems to be a divide between the light skins and dark skins over there. So do you see how people really want us to beef with each other so bad? I've noticed that whenever you have a strong sisterhood or you have like kind of friendships or you have a positive space, then people want to come in and try to create random beef where there isn't any. Like, people are trying to say I'm beefing with multiracial movement, golden goddess. Now apparently I'm over here calling people darkies, and then apparently there are light skins versus dark skin on this channel. And so the desperation that some of these people have to see our space fall apart is just incredible. And it's like, imagine only having just a couple dozen YouTube channels and people are so threatened to the point where they're going out of their way, trying every method they can, making up things, making up beefs, making up accounts, making all of these videos out of desperation to try to destroy a space where we are validating ourselves. This is exactly the mindset I'm talking about, and this is exactly why we have created our own spaces, because we are tired of the crabs in a bucket mentality. The way that you build self-esteem and the way that you build a community amongst women is not by specifically going out of your way to tear other women down. Notice how I don't come on here and say, oh, so-and-so person, oh my God, they're so ugly. Or, I don't feel the need to do those things because it's about building self-esteem or giving solutions to problems as opposed to succumbing to gossip or succumbing to literal false accusations, to the point where I've unfortunately had to flag this video. I don't know if it'll get removed, but let's go to the next one. Someone said, I saw an image of Janet Jackson on an exotic channel. Okay, so first people tell us to get out of their spaces, and then they come and flock to channels that were literally not created towards people who can't relate to them, and then they have the audacity to attempt to police those channels or to say, you're not allowed to call so-and-so exotic. You're not allowed to call Janet Jackson exotic. She's too black to be exotic, is basically what this person is trying to imply. That Janet Jackson is too black to be considered exotic. The term exotical is literally just a slang term. It's literally a slang term meaning a woman who is of black descent who either is mixed, looks mixed, or she benefits from isms. So we already know that the pro-black movement has gotten so extreme to the point where if you are not a monoracial, unambiguous, dark-skinned black woman with the broad features and the 4C hair, you get thrown out of blackness. So if one of the other content creators chose to use an example of somebody who she feels would be thrown out of blackness, it's her channel. People can do whatever they want on their YouTube channels. They can use their creativity however they want. They can use the imagery that they choose to use, and you don't get to tell them what to do. And once again, this is proof that people put you on such a high pedestal to the point where they're coming to your channel, they're like looking at your imagery or whatever, and then they're literally getting offended by imagery that isn't even created to represent them. I know that for me, when I do my editing, I just type in multiracial black women wearing a blue shirt, or I type in whatever comes up on Google stock images. I don't have the time to go and do DNA tests on every single image that I use on here. I know this comment isn't about my channel, but it's like, especially for people who are just starting with editing and stuff, since when are you the police that gets to determine who gets to put what on their editing? Also, some content creators are so desperate for views and clicks to the point where they're willing to tag not only myself, but other exotical content creators on false accusation videos, or they will literally create impersonation accounts, or they'll pull up accounts that are spam accounts that hyperlink back to my channel. That's very easy to do, and it's even easier to edit. And if you look at this channel here, notice how when you click on the most popular videos on this channel, 3 out of 5 of the most popular videos are having my name in it, and it's talking about exoticals. Exotical tax! So it's like these people think that they're destroying our movement, but they're really just, number one, drawing their subscribers over here, just like how Chrissy did. They're drawing their subscribers over here, and then number two, all they're doing is, instead of building up women of their own background or women who can relate to them, they're consistently gossiping about the Pretty Girl Club, constantly worrying about what's going on over here, what do they think of themselves. And also, someone else made another impersonator account called Exotical Burrita, which burrita in Spanish means donkey or ass. And if you look at that shorts video that this creator made, it's the woman in the purple. She literally said on the video, "Oh, I just got my dusty boyfriend," or something. Like you can tell just based on the name and based on the channel itself that it was clearly an impersonator channel. It was yet another impersonator, and I can tell that a lot of people, they're hoping that they can somehow come in and like try to destroy this movement, but it's like there's nothing you can do because first of all, race in and of itself is already a social construct. That's number one. Number two, as far as what I consider mixed race versus admixture, I've already discussed that on this channel. Number three, the term exotical is not a race. So anything that these people say, it's not going to carry the weight that you think it is. And then somebody tried to say, oh, Exoticals United doesn't accept women that she views as like fat, ugly black women. Like they're trying to imply that this content creator here is considered like too quote unquote ugly to be an exotical, which I've never even said that, never even tagged the person. As far as who I share on my community page, I share people on the community page based on who pops up in my algorithm. If somebody pops up in my algorithm and then I watch their content and it's actual serious content and not an obvious impersonator like a lot of these accounts are, if it's an obvious content creator who is being genuine and I like their content, then I'm going to share them on the community page. That's how I do my shares on the community page. It's not based on who's attractive, who's cute, who's not. First of all, the majority of us are faceless. So that's already number one. Number two, if somebody creates a fake YouTube page and then tags me within 24 hours, and then they don't actually make any real content that says anything about how to build or how to uplift us, then of course I'm not going to take it seriously. So if that is seen as me rejecting the person, then so be it. But notice how a lot of people, they love to put words in your mouth. They love to say, oh, if they don't view you as pretty in the exotical space, then like they're not going to talk to you or they're not going to share your channel page. And it's like, no, that's your own inferiority complexes talking. I don't even think about the attractiveness level of the girls who are creating content on here. Not to mention the fact that, like I said, most of us are faceless anyway. So anyway, those are just some of the comment foolery things that I've seen around here in these YouTube streets. But yes, unfortunately, I had to flag this. I don't really like having to flag videos or content creators, but this is just getting extreme. Also, another thing that people don't understand about like embracing admixtures, when I personally use the term admixture on this channel, I'm talking about below 25%. So you guys know that on this channel, I view 25% or more of another ancestry as being undeniably mixed. I don't care if it's multi-generationally mixed or, you have one parent that's biracial or something. I don't care how the mix comes in. But when I use the term admixture, I'm talking about smaller mixtures that are below 25%. And so you guys know that on this channel, I embrace all of my admixtures. So this is why I like to use the term triracial or multiracial as opposed to just biracial, because biracial means you only have two races in your ancestry, whereas triracial means you have three. And so for me, I'm using that term because I am embracing my 12% indigenous admixture that is in my bloodline. So that's what I mean when I say embracing my admixture. So if there are other women who are even unambiguous or they're darker skinned or whatever, if there are other women who are embracing their admixtures on their YouTube channels or just in life in general, then that's totally fine. Like, I don't have any control over that. I don't have a problem with that. Why should people hate themselves or hate their admixtures because other people are going to police them? That doesn't even make any sense. Other people have the right to do whatever they want to do on their YouTube channels. Like I said, Exotical is not a race. This is not a cult. I do not control what other people are doing. By the way, I fully support every single one of the content creators that came out of this sector of YouTube, whether they have the same talking points as me or not. I will continue to support those women as well as any other women who create new channels and stuff. But yeah, I've noticed that some people, they're spamming all of us. They're trying to tag all of us because their spaces obviously aren't growing. Because has anybody else noticed how whenever unambiguous women want to talk to other unambiguous women about unambiguous women, nobody clicks on it? No one wants to view it? no one wants to listen to the music, no one wants to talk about those celebrities. And so instead of that, instead of creating their own spaces where they focus on themselves and talk about themselves, they have to have their most popular videos be about MLS celebrities or MLS content creators, or, what is she doing over here in this space and what are these other girls doing in that niche. This is another one of the hypocrisies that I will continue to point out here in these YouTube streets. But what do you ladies think? Have you been tagged in a video? Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.